to go ahead and get started. So, hello everyone. So, my name is Victoria Valdez, and I am the owner and founder and operational director of Tri-Synergy Counseling. And today, I'm so glad that you guys are here to learn about the Ignite Your Confidence women's virtual group. And I'm excited to talk to you guys about all of it so you can learn and just see what a really awesome group this is. So, as you know, I am recording. If you don't want to be seen at any time, please make sure that your camera is off and your mic is off. And then we'll save for questions. Okay, so before we get into the meat of Ignite Your Confidence, women's groups and programs, I wanted to tell you a little bit about me. Again, I'm the owner of Tri-Synergy Counseling, and we are located in Brentwood, Tennessee. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize working with kids, teens, and adult women. And I specialize in treating anxiety, depression, any self-esteem issues or confidence, and trauma, as well as grief. I'm also a parent coach and a wellness educator. I'm out there letting people know how to feel better mentally and overall, right? I'm also a lens neurofeedback provider. I speak Spanish. So I'm bilingual and I'm a mama of 3 myself. And when I'm not out there with my family, kids, I really love Latin dancing and I love to write. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Ignite Your Confidence. So I wanted to talk about the birth or a personal story. The reason why I came up with Ignite Your Confidence was because I remember as a child what it was like to struggle myself with confidence issues. I think a lot of children deal with this, but being a woman has a different layer to that. And if I may add, there's so many layers about being a woman that in society and the roles and in Western and United States and in our cultures and our different cultures that they put us in a box or we feel we're in a box. And being a person of color, a woman of color, myself being Mexican American and growing up in that culture, 2 cultures, Mexican American culture, and then the United States culture, and the Tejano culture. I grew up in Texas. Navigating all of that felt like it was really beautiful, but it was really challenging. And then you had young adulthood, and I was going off to college. And I love when I'm working with clients, I love to share a little bit about myself, and I'm open to those things. I'm not neurodivergent. I have ADHD, and I wasn't diagnosed until adulthood. Probably I was about 30. And growing up with ADHD and not realizing all the struggles weren't because I was dumb or anything like that. It was because of the way my brain worked. It was different and it had a different challenge than other people. And my confidence was very low. I remember being in college as a young adult, being the first one of my family to go to university ever, navigating all of those things, not knowing that I had a difference learning and didn't have all of the systems in place for me to succeed. The when you have formally diagnosed learning issue, then you get accommodations, and I didn't have any of that. And all of the confidence things, the things in life that happen to us that just punch us in the gut for confidence. And so that's a kind of a little bit of my backstory. And then being a mom is another layer, and being a businesswoman and a business owner, all of those things. And sometimes, imposter syndrome would come up, or not feeling adequate, or childhood traumas would pop up, all just really making my self-esteem feel so little. And it felt like a flame or an ember, right? I make that reference of igniting your confidence, that fire, right? It felt like I had this, just a flame, a very small flicker of confidence. And then being in the therapeutic world, learning how to do the self-work and learning how to boost that confidence, and having the skills to do that, and being able to turn that flame or that ember and ignite it into a raging fire. And that's what this is about, is women coming together and being empowered with each other, and me providing the skills to pour some gasoline on that confidence that you have inside of you and really nurture that. And so that's kind of the background story. And I love this. I wrote this, and it says, feeling confident as a woman in today's society with the many roles that women can have. It can be very difficult, right? Between our careers, our mom duties, our partner duties, and everything in between. Sometimes we lose that sense of who we are, right? And it feels like we're drowning in a sea of self-doubt. And it's hard to find that self-love, that carefree confidence, that burning amber waiting to be fanned, that burning ember waiting to ignite into a vibrant, face your fears woman on fire. That is at the heart. That is the background. That is the birth of this program, is to really set a blaze, to be a woman on fire, and to do that together in community. And that's what the heart and the birth of Ignite Your Confidence is all about. And it's virtual because I wanted it to access as many people as possible, as many women as possible across the world. And that's what I love about being able to have this virtual component. Okay, so Ignite Your Confidence program has a different variation of things that you can participate in. One of them is a mini Ignite Your Confidence, like it's a 90-minute workshop that's like a boost. And so during that, we'll have certain things that we're working on as a group together in this 90 minutes. It's a bite-sized programming that is going to really boost that confidence. And then we have like a mini intensive, which is like a 3 hours of Ignite Your Confidence, which is going to be a deeper, saturated, more time for you to deep dive into really engaging and building and boosting your confidence. And then our big programming is a 6-week virtual group. All of these, the workshop and the 3 hour, everything here is virtual. But the 6-week one is a weekly meeting for over 6 weeks for 90 minutes of each meeting, with only 10 women empower each other to really, really ignite, hit it hard, and boost that confidence. And so those are the variations of programs that Tri-Synergy Counseling is doing right now. And this is under our wellness programming. Just checking, making sure and not missing anything. Okay. So I want to touch on the Ignite Your Confidence 6-week virtual group. So that model is a cohort style. So like I said, it's for 10 women. It'll be done virtually. And it's for 90 minutes. And each week in that 90-minute time, we'll have a little bit of some structure of what we're going to do, and then some organic time, right? And so we'll have challenges that we're going to carry over into each week, where I'm going to invite you and challenge you to stretch yourself after those 90 minutes and to do certain activities, whether they're mindfulness or whether there's journaling, what other different modalities that I'll use to help boost your confidence. You're going to continue that work, and we're going to check in with each other throughout that work. It's very intimate, and we're going to do it together as in a group, right? So you'll have weekly little challenges. You'll have support from other women who are working through the same issues. They might not be exactly the same story, but very similar, very, very, very similar situations on building the confidence, right? We're all similar in the fact that we're struggling with self-esteem and we want it to be on fire, right? And the cool thing is it's being led by a licensed therapist. Even though it's not considered therapy, it is not therapy. I get to use all the skills that I know work, that I know that are powerful and transformative, and I get to give those to you and help you work through them as a group. And that's what's really exciting. And we're going to go on to the next slide here and talk a little bit more like what are we actually doing in this group, Victoria, right? You've told me that there's going to be some weekly challenges, it's going to be some structure, but what is it that we're actually doing? So as I mentioned, in the 6-week virtual group, we'll have self-esteem skill building, and that every week might be a little bit different. A specific activity that we're going to use to boost your self-esteem. Some of it might be thought work. A lot of our confidence punching bag happens in our mind. That the way that we talk about ourselves, or the way that that voice in our head, that negative talk. So for an example, we might really be working on, and this is actually what we will be, changing that thought, changing that mindset into an ignition of confidence building. So that would be an example of a self-esteem building skill. So each week you'll have one to add on to. And then there'll be a little short weekly educational video, about 10 minutes, just giving, I'm a brain nerd. I love learning about the brain and the why and our wiring, how important it is, and empowering to educate ourselves on why our body and brain works in certain ways, and the idea of confidence. So every week we'll have a little bit of a 10-minute video about just kind of what it is, the why behind why is our brain doing this, and why these certain things work, the research on it, right? Get you to dive deep, a little bit of a dive into that. And then there's going to be space in every 90-minute group to voice our confidence and self-esteem struggles, because we heal in community. We grow in community. We thrive in community. It's our human nature. It's our developmental nature. And we do that together. And we're going to celebrate our successes with other like-minded women. So there's going to be time for that. It's very healing to even speak out the struggle, and then to hear it, and to have other people witness it and grow and cheer you on together. So there's going to be time for that in each 90-minute meeting. And then there will be some post-meeting activities where you might be doing some journaling and mindfulness and meditation practices outside the group, so that you can maintain that confidence building, because it's all about rewiring the way that we view ourselves, and it's not going to happen overnight. And just like our confidence dropping or feeling low didn't happen overnight, it takes time. And it's like a muscle. It's like you have to work it out every day to change that mindset and really release that confidence, put it on fire, right? And in every group, I'll be modeling that. We'll be doing some of those exercises in the group as well. And then you get to go and do it. And then we get to share, and we get to talk about how those things worked for us, or what worked better, right? And then each 90-minute group will have a group brain-body connection experiential experience, something that you're going to experience, that you're going to feel, that's going to make you feel different right then and there. It's going to help shift that negative thoughts or that hardwiring in the brain. And so, and again, that's 10 women for 90 minutes. And meditation. There's going to be lots of meditation and mindfulness and imagery. And this next slide, I'm going to deep dive more on, I'm going to give a little, just invite you to do a little bit of a demonstration of some of the modalities or the things that I use that are experiential, that are brain-body activities that will boost our confidence. Okay, so one of the things that I use is brain spotting. You can go to my website, trisynergycounselingtn.com, and that will, when you view this video, this is live recording, but when you go back, you can go on my YouTube, and in the description box, there will be links to my website. But you can go and deep dive in what brain spotting is and how it works in a really deeper level. And there's some journaling and there's explanations on my website about it, but I'm just going to kind of touch on it. I use brain spotting with therapy, and I use it in any wellness program. I use it in myself. I use it with my kids. It's powerful. And the way that I would use the brain spotting in different ways in the group, we're going to go ahead and do like a demo. But before we get there, what brain spotting is it is the idea that things that we have experienced in our life that were really painful, that were really just impactful, and maybe things that we carry that really affect our confidence and who we believe we are. And they weren't really pleasant experiences. Well, brain spot, a lot of times we can talk about them, and that accesses this part of our brain, the frontal cortex part right here, all of this, or the part of language, right? And oftentimes we can talk and talk about it, and we might feel a little bit better, but it's not until we can get into this deeper midbrain, nonverbal part of our brain that we can actually start to release some of the things that we've been carrying that make us feel just not good about ourselves. And so, what the brain spotting does is it helps us access this part of the brain that talking about things doesn't access as powerfully. And with brain spotting in the picture, I was looking to see, but I don't have my pointer on hand. But in the picture, you can see I have a little gummy bear that I like to use there. Um, what I do is I ask people to look at a certain place. And it might be at the pointer, at the gummy bear, in different ways, and just really help someone channel in their body. Like, what are they feeling in that moment? And how is that connecting to them right there? And being able to just find that spot. Where do they feel it more strongly? And I'm going to do a demo about this in just a minute. And connecting to that feeling into their body and looking at a spot where it feels more intense, right? And so I'm going to use this right here. This is actually something that I put on my pointer when I do use a pointer. With the brain spotting, you don't have to use a pointer. But I might say, let's say that they look right here and they say, wow, it feels right here when we look on this right side, Victoria. That's where it feels the most intense, this feeling. Well, then I'm just going to invite them to just keep looking at that spot and see how they feel after a little bit of a while. So I'm going to go ahead, and that will help process that feeling in a new way, change the wiring in the brain. So what I'm going to go ahead to do, we're going to do a demo right now. And since this is being recorded and will be on YouTube, I'm going to structure this demo a little bit differently so that those who watch the video later can also participate in the demo. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to think about a time where you felt really confident about yourself. You felt super good. It could have been a presentation you did at work. It could have been you got an A on a project when you were a kid. It could have been the first time you learned to ride a bike. It could have been yesterday, this morning, you felt really confident because you got up and did that thing that you've been waiting all week to do, and you got up early and you're able to do it. But whatever it is, think about a time that you felt really confident. Once you get that in your head, that really good, and you're seeing yourself, and it was this situation, and you're feeling really confident. And I want you to notice in your body, you can do what's called a body scan. You can start from your head, go down, or you can start from your toes and up. And just kind of check in with your toes and your feet, your knees, your waist, every part of your body very slowly to the top of your head. And I just want you to notice, where do you feel more confident? Where does that confidence feel? So take a moment, and since this is a live recording, if you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video, take your time to notice, where do you feel that confidence, that you're remembering how confident you felt when you accomplished that thing, or whatever it is that you pull to your mind. Where do you feel it in your body? And that's okay if you're not really sure. It's okay. We can still do the demo. Maybe you know that you just feel confident right now, but you don't know where in your body. So if that's you, you're not sure where in your body you feel confident, but you feel confident. I want you to think to yourself, what does it feel like to feel confident? Right? What is it feeling? Does it feel exciting? Are you smiling and it feels warm? Does it feel like you're ready to conquer? What does it feel like? So if you don't notice where the feeling is in your body, but you know you feel confident, focus on what does it feel like in you're feeling confident right now. And if you do know where in your body you feel confident, and let's just say it's your shoulder or your chest or your mouth, I want you to focus your attention and notice that confident feeling wherever it is. And then I want you in this demo to just look over to the left side, wherever the left is for you. Look over to the left and notice, does it feel stronger when you look over here? Do you feel more confident? Or does it feel the same, or does it feel less? Kind of explore up and down. Take note of that. And then I want you to look over to the right. You can look up and down and notice, where does it feel more confident or less confident? For me, I can tell you that looking to the left side, my confidence felt more strong. And looking to the right side, it felt a little less. So take your time and see where you noticed it. Then the idea is to notice that there's a difference. Notice the difference. So that's kind of a demo of noticing where you look, how that ties into that piece of that feeling in that body. And so what we do with brain spotting is that once you find that really feel good feeling, then we're just going to invite you to keep looking at that feeling and notice until that feeling gets higher and higher. That's just a quick demo of what brain spotting is like, and how it can help boost, increase that good feeling. And so every week that we are meeting in the virtual group of Ignite Your Confidence Women's Group, we will do a little bit of brain spotting. So now I'm going to go ahead and shift to the journaling. I love creative expression. We use journaling in this group, but we also use other creative expression, but I really love the power of writing. And so I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of a writing prompt. So I'm in a shout out if she ever sees this. I'm in a therapist writing group, and one of the prompts that we used was, I believe, write about a time where something changed, where there was a change or a transformation. And this is the type of thing I like to incorporate when I do the Ignite Your Confidence group, is having a little bit of a writing prompt or creative prompt for you to express yourself creatively. And we'll use that each week. And so I'm going to quickly read this, just a little bit of what I wrote. As a child, I was deeply intrigued and enchanted by fire and flames. My father would make a big bonfire for the family for fun on cool fall or even summer nights in North Texas. We also had a wood burning stove that supplied us with warmth and a source of cooking during cold winters. There were fires for burning trash and burning for clearing out dead trees on our acres of land, flanked by thick forests out in the country with the Brazos River as an additional backyard playground. My family joked when I was a child that I was a pyromaniac because I loved starting fire. Don't worry, there was mostly adult supervision, mostly. I loved the crackling sounds of fire, the smell of wood burning, and the scent of a match being lit. But what I loved the most was the exciting chemical reaction, the combustion, the flame, the anticipation that something big was growing, the edge of your seat, possible danger, the risk of starting the fire, the change that would happen from the fire. There was no doubt that there was a fire that would be started, and there would be no doubt that we knew change was going to happen. The change of action was put in place, the chain of action. The excitement and responsibility of managing the fire and keeping it safe was there. I loved it all. I knew the dangers of fire out of control. I saw 20 plus acres, maybe even more, could have been 50. I was so young. I saw it burn in my countryside neighborhood at 8 years old. I saw my father and other neighbors working with tractors, digging frantically barriers for days and hours, digging up trees and grass to keep the blaze from taking it all with the fire. Even in the fear and danger, my love of fire still resides for many reasons. My strong connection of the fire is a metaphor of power of my belief. It is the metaphor of fire and the connection I make to a deep, fiery, life-changing belief. For me, it is the belief to never give up and to keep changing, molding, and adapting. It is the belief that I can and I will achieve the things that are important to me. It is the fiery belief in the investment of working on myself through therapy, through spirituality, through wellness, through my body, so that I can be the healthiest, most powerful version, most confident version of myself in all of my parts, so that I can be an ignition of a confident flame that would impact and transform the generations to come. That is an example of just the transformation and the healing and the writing from just taking time to write and to think about what it is, right? What it is that is within us and what can come out. And when we use writing prompts in the Ignite Your Confidence group, it is not a time to critique whether we use the right words, where we spelled something wrong, where we read it passionately enough. It is just a time to process and to be witnessed and to share in the impact of one another. So that's an example of the way creative writing and different types of things that we'll use in the group can be used. Just one of the types. There's going to be more. And then, of course, meditation and / imagery, where you'll be invited to process and grow your confidence through imagery work and imagining and walking in a journey of imagination. And meditation, breathing in and witnessing affirmation work and meditating on that and inviting that confidence to just explode, right? I had to make the Alicia Keys reference. I saw her in concert. I think it was almost 2 years ago. Love, 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 love Alicia Keys. Woman on Fire. I love that song, Girl on Fire. Total passion statement. Love the song. And that's what I think of when I think of this group. This girl is on fire. So who is this group for? This group is for any woman who wants to build skills to improve self-esteem and confidence. This group is for those women who want to work to reduce those negative self-sabotaging thoughts, who wants to care less about what other people think of them. This is for women who want to improve their relationships with others by improving their confidence. This is a group for women who want to walk in support and accountability with other like-minded women. And this is what this program is about. So I talked a lot about the 6-week group, but I wanted to highlight that there's some other options. Maybe you're not ready to dive into 6 weeks or make a commitment. So what this wellness offering for the Ignite Your Confidence women's programming is these other different variations of virtual settings. In October, there'll be a mini 90-minute workshop of Ignite Your Confidence, where no, we won't do everything that there is from the 6-week program, but we'll have little components of that to really boost that self-confidence. Again, none of these programmings are therapy. There's no diagnosing anything going on. Just tapping. I'm just facilitating and tapping into that confidence that you have that's there and nurturing it and helping it grow and giving you the skills that you need to continue to grow it. So the 90-minute workshop of Ignite Your Confidence Women's Virtual is just a quick boost, bite size. Then you have a more intensive mini and Ignite Your Confidence, which is a 3-hour virtual group. So now you're getting a bigger dose. And then our biggest offering is the 6-week, 90 minutes each week program. And that's where you're really going to hit it hard. So please, if you're interested in these programs, visit our website, or you can go to our event page, our Eventbrite page, to sign up and register for the 90-minute one that's coming up, the little workshop, and then the mini intensive one for 3 hours that are happening in October and November. And then in January, we will have the next launch of our next 6 weeks program for the big Ignite Your Confidence Women's Virtual Group. All right, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us through website, through the web form, through email. And I'm so glad that you got to be a part of listening what Ignite Your Women's Confidence, or Ignite Your Confidence, is all about. I will see you next time.